Kumusta po kayo? Welcome back. Let's continue our journey in learning a beautiful language, Tagalog, the language of the Philippines. In the last video, we have discussed the degrees of description, which is the method of describing the degree or intensity of one's characteristic without comparing him or her with someone else. These are statements of one's or a thing's characteristic relative to itself. If you have missed that video, please do check it out. The link is in the description box down below. The degrees of description in Tagalog is composed of the positive degree, Lantay, slight degree, Katamtaman, and extreme degree, Masidhi. The positive degree is represented by an adjective and is the baseline description. The slight degree is composed of prefixes and suffixes including MEDYO, ng KAUNTI, ng BAHAGYA, and the MA+Reduplicated Root Words method. The extreme degree includes the prefixes napaka, sobrang, both of which we have learned in previous videos. Ubod ng, masyadong, talagang, and saksakan ng. In this lesson, I will focus only on the adjective, medyo, ng kaunti, napaka, sobrang, masyadong, and talagang, because I feel that these are the ones you will encounter more. Just be aware of the existence of the others. In the last video, we have used the following adjectives in simple sentences describing the degrees of description. Maganda, beautiful or pretty, malaki, big, matalino, intelligent or smart, mataba, fat, mayaman, rich, matulin, fast, which is used for vehicles, matangkad, tall, mabait, kind or nice, and matapang, brave or courageous. In this video, I thought it would be nice to continue giving you sample sentences on the degrees of description using the opposite adjectives from the one I used previously. So, we will use the following adjectives. Pangit, ugly, maliit, small, bobo, dumb, payat, thin, mahirap, poor, which also means difficult, mabagal, slow, masama, bad, which also means evil, and duwag, which means coward or cowardly. As you may have noticed from this list, not all of the adjectives starts with the prefix ma, as we have learned previously. Pangit, bobo, and payat and duwag are root words that function like adjectives. In some regions in the Philippines, speakers would attach the prefix ma to some of these words, but the system is not universal. Got it? So, let's move on. Here are our sample sentences using the degrees of description. Pangit si Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt is ugly. Medyo pangit si Jar Jar Binks. Pangit ng kaunti si Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is somewhat ugly. Or, Jar Jar Binks is a little bit ugly. Napaka pangit ni Gollum. Sobrang pangit ni Gollum. Gollum is very ugly. Or, Gollum is so ugly. Or, Gollum is super ugly. For napaka and sobra, we attach the root word instead of the adjective. Note too that the case marker for the subject is the indirect marker ni and not the direct marker si. Please remember that. Moving on. Masyadong pangit si Gollum. Gollum is too ugly. Talagang pangit si Gollum. Gollum is really ugly. Ayos ba? Let's have some more. Let's continue. Maliit ang bahay ni Ernie. Ernie's house is small. Remember, bahay is a common noun. Therefore, the case marker is ang. Medyo maliit ang bahay ni June. Maliit ng kaunti ang bahay ni June. June's house is somewhat small. Or, June's house is a little bit small. Napakaliit ng bahay ni Edgar. Sobrang liit ng bahay ni Edgar. Edgar's house is very small. Or Edgar's house is so small. Or Edgar's house is super small. As mentioned earlier, for napaka and sobrang, we attach the root word instead of the adjective, and that the subject is attached with an indirect marker. In this case, the indirect marker ng, because bahay is a common noun. Moving on. Masyadong maliit ang bahay ni Edgar. Edgar's house is too small. Talagang maliit ang bahay ni Edgar. Edgar's house is really small. Just in case you are not yet a subscriber, then this is the perfect time by simply clicking on the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you'll be updated of new videos. Alright, let's move on. Bobo ang pinsan ko. My cousin is dumb. Let me just caution you about using this word. While it is the opposite of matalino, intelligent, and smart, please do not use this word haphazardly. This is a deeply offensive word, especially when directed to a person. So, use this word with caution. Alright? Let's move on. Medyo bobo ang kaklase ko. Bobo ng kaunti ang kaklase ko. My classmate is somewhat dumb. Or, my classmate is a little bit dumb. Napaka-bobo ng kaaway ko. Sobrang bobo ng kaaway ko. My adversary is very dumb. Or, my adversary is so dumb. Or, my adversary is super dumb. Masyadong bobo ang kaaway ko. My adversary is too dumb. Talagang bobo ang kaaway ko. My adversary is very dumb. Again, please use this word with caution. Moving on. Payat si Pedro. Pedro is thin. Medyo payat si Juan. Payat ng kaunti si Juan. Juan is somewhat thin. Or Juan is a little bit thin. Napaka payat ni Martin. Sobrang payat ni Martin. Martin is very thin. Or Martin is so thin. Or Martin is super thin. Masyadong payat si Martin. Martin is too thin. Talagang payat si Martin. Martin is really thin. Mahirap si Ana. Ana is poor. Medyo mahirap si Maria. Mahirap ng kaunti si Maria. Maria is somewhat poor. Or Maria is a little bit poor. Napakahirap ni Pilar. Sobrang hirap ni Pilar. Pilar is very poor. Or Pilar is so poor. Or Pilar is super poor. Masyadong mahirap si Pilar. Pilar is too poor. Talagang mahirap si Pilar. Pilar is really poor. Now, mahirap has a second meaning, hard and difficult, which makes sense because being poor is hard. Let's take a look at these examples. Mahirap ang buhay ko. My life is hard. Medyo mahirap ang trabaho mo. Mahirap ng kaunti ang trabaho mo. Your job is somewhat hard. Or, your job is a little bit hard. Napakahirap ng problema natin. Sobrang hirap ng problema natin. Our problem is very hard. Or, our problem is so hard. Or, our problem is super hard. Masyadong mahirap ang problema namin. Our problem is too hard. Talagang mahirap ang problema namin. Our problem is really hard. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it some love by clicking on the like button because that will make this video and this channel be recommended to more people, thus helping this channel grow. Alright? Let's continue. Mabagal ang sasakyan niya. His or her vehicle is slow. Medyo mabagal ang sasakyan mo. Mabagal ng kaunti ang sasakyan mo. Your vehicle is somewhat slow. Or, your vehicle is a little bit slow. Napaka-bagal ng sasakyan ko. Sobrang bagal ng sasakyan ko. My vehicle is very slow. Or, my vehicle is so slow. Or, my vehicle is super slow. Masyadong mabagal ang sasakyan ko. My vehicle is too slow. Talagang mabagal ang sasakyan ko. My vehicle is really slow. The next examples are with the adjective masama, the opposite of mabait, kind, nice, or overall good person. Masama means bad, but it can also mean evil depending on the context. Let's take a look. Masama si Conde Dracula. Count Dracula is bad. Medyo masama si Kylo Ren. Masama ng kaunti si Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is somewhat bad. Or Kylo Ren is a little bit bad. Napakasama ni Voldemort. Sobrang sama ni Voldemort. Here, we can use the second meaning of masama, evil. Voldemort is very evil. Or, Voldemort is so evil. Or, Voldemort is super evil. Masyadong masama si Voldemort. Voldemort is too bad. Or, Voldemort is too evil. Talagang masama si Voldemort. Voldemort is really bad. Or, Voldemort is really evil. Duwag ang aso namin. Our dog is cowardly. Medyo duwag ang aso natin. Duwag ng kaunti ang aso natin. Our dog is somewhat cowardly. Our dog is a little bit cowardly. Napaka-duwag ng aso ko. Sobrang duwag ng aso ko. My dog is very cowardly. Or, my dog is so cowardly. Or, my dog is super cowardly. Masyadong duwag ang aso ko. My dog is too cowardly. Talagang duwag ang aso ko. My dog is really cowardly. There you have it. We have just completed discussing the degrees of description in Tagalog with some simple sample sentences. I hope these sentence patterns will help you form your own Tagalog sentences. Keep learning and keep speaking with your Filipino friends, partners, and family members. Until next time, maraming salamat po at hanggang sa susunod.